Can you put your screen up? You said you might.
Yeah,
Is that what you said?
yeah. I said I
So
might. I don't know if I am.
so go ahead and add it again, but
Okay,
then I'll just
just in
bring it
case.
up.
Got you. Okay, I
Yeah.
got you. I got
I'll
you.
highlight it as soon as you say it to
Let me
save time. I don't want to stop the clock.
got you. So let me share first. Let me just make sure you see my PowerPoint. Do you see
Yeah.
my PowerPoint here?
Yes, I see it. So I'll only tap it if you want to go into it.
Okay. All right,
I got the
perfect.
5 minutes set for your rebuttal round. The time will start when you start, Cap.
I don't know what page he was talking about with the virgin birth. I think it's word virgin. I think he said 886. What I read was 882 and 883 on the word virgin. I also clearly showed in the breakdown of the word virgin that it's not talking about not having sex. And he even proved it himself when he talked about the men in Revelations 14 being virgins, and that not talking about sex. Virgin just means young woman. As a matter of fact, you become a virgin at a certain age. Luke 2 and 36, Anna the prophetess, who was married to her husband 7 years from her virginity, meaning when a flower came, which is the mark of a young woman, 7 years from that, she got married. So I don't know why he keeps focusing on the word virgin. This is not a virgin birth debate. This is Joseph the seed, excuse me, is Jesus the seed or son of Joseph according to biblical prophecy? And in 15 minutes, we ain't seen one prophecy to counter what I pulled already. And that's what he has to do in this debate. Otherwise, when and a lot of the rebuttal I want to save, I want to ask him the questions, which is why I'm avoiding doing that. So what I will do, can I pause real fast? Or can you pull up my screen? I want to show my PowerPoint. If we could pause the
It's
time just for a
already up
second.
now. It's already up now.
It's already up there right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so they could see what I'm showing right now. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes.
So he made a point to pull out Matthew's 22 when Christ asked, who is the Christ? Is he the son of David? As if to say Christ was making that statement to say, I'm not the son of David. Whereas if you read right here, Revelations 22 and 16, Christ says, I am the root and offspring of David. You cannot be an offspring of David unless you come from the seed of David. That's plain. That's what this subject is about. The subject ain't about the lineages. And when we get to this Q&A, I am going to obliterate him. And I'm going to give y'all this information I'm going to bring to y'all may not even know. He may not even know. So even when he brought out the public example, Matthew 1 and 19, and Joseph, her husband, not willing to make her a public example, look how the language changed. It went from espoused. I'm sorry, I jumped the damn chat. It went from espoused to now husband. Even when the angel, he said, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take Mary thy wife, not Mary for a wife, not to take Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit. Meaning what happened between Mary and Joseph, the Lord wanted. The public example was having a child in his father's, in the father's house. Ecclesiasticus, the 42nd chapter, will explain that. It says, the father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep when she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated. In her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house. That's the embarrassment that Joseph didn't want to happen, because they had not come together as man and woman. He also mentioned, I think y'all can still see my screen. He also mentioned in Matthew's 1, and a lot of people get this wrong, when it says he knew her not till she brought forth her firstborn. This is the conclusion of the whole entire story. The brought forth is when the sperm cracked the egg and she was pregnant, because that is the issue. The issue in Matthew is Joseph being afraid because he got her pregnant before
1 minute left.
Is Joseph being afraid because he got her pregnant before the ceremony, and the angel telling it to fear not because the Lord wanted this to happen. That's why it quotes Isaiah 7 and 14 in verse 23. Behold, a virgin shall be with child. That virgin is saying a young woman shall be with child. Just like in Isaiah, the 7th chapter, a young woman shall be with child. And in Isaiah, the 8th chapter, that young woman was with child from a man and a woman. And just like in Matthews 1:23-25, a young woman was with child between a man and a woman. This is not rocket science. This ain't that hard. He has to address the scriptures that I gave. Maybe he'll do it in the rebuttal. But all he's doing is talking about, he has a weird obsession with ISUBK like I can't understand. He keeps talking, he talking about Ariah, he talking about Yaquab giving vision, he doing all that, but ain't brought one prophecy in the Old Testament of a virgin birth without a man, without the seed. So can he please, somebody force him? I yield.
Time. We are still